Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hanging Out with Howie on Monday nights. To my right, my road dog and good friend John Cawley from Boston.
Hey, Howie.
And we have the soothsayer of all things legal music from Maryland, Bill Marsh. Welcome, guys. How you doing? So you guys watched the show tonight, did you? The virtual training?
That was very, very health focused. I was surprised.
Very health focused.
I,
Yeah.
I thought it would have been one of the four pockets dedicated to that. I didn't know they were going to go the straight 2 hours with it. But yeah, a lot of great information in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good stuff. The To me, the regimen type stuff just doesn't fit me, but that's just me personally. Um, I lost 60 pounds because I was one of those guys. I think that was mentioned that, yeah, after a gig, okay, you stop and you get the double, Whopper, whatever, and chomp that down on the way home late at night. But I was the guy that stopped at Wawa and got a big tub of ice cream, come home, I'd eat the whole tub of ice cream. So I stopped that like 4 or 5 years ago, and nothing else really other than eating regular and a lot of fruit. And I lost 60 pounds and I actually maintained it through the COVID. So
I always heard, black hat, black shirt, black pants in the middle of the summer on the boardwalk, you'll drop 40 pounds just standing still.
yeah, there you go. That's what would happen in AC for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed on this particular show, although there was a lot of really good stuff, it was billed as mental and physical health for the DJ. But Mitch was the only one that really touched a little bit on the mental health, and like with the affirmations he talked about and so forth and so on like that. And I've been in rough spots before. I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch now. And what I find is I need to start taking my own advice, which I did today. And I'm feeling much better. I've got a lot of stuff done. But the mental part of it, for me anyway, is very, very important. I mean, physical, definitely, not a problem. I think there's like just a bit of a lull after doing all those large events over the winter time. And now nothing. And it's kind of like kind of a letdown. And then of course, I've got some people in my life that I love very much that are not doing well physically. And that kind of weighs on me a bit. And I find that I am putting on my stage health and my so-called $1 million smile more often than not. And Mitch actually talked a little bit about that, where he talked about there's an ugly side to the business too.
It sure is.
And those are some of the things that we don't really talk about.
I'll tackle this one real quick. Just for the physical side of it, there's always groups and organizations. If you want to take up jogging, there's people that'll want to go with you. You want to go to a fitness place, there's a lot of like-minded people that'll convene on that, and you're all in on it together. But as far as the mental aspect, unless you have a good network of people that you can talk to regularly, you're kind of on your own. You really don't have that sense of community when it comes to straighten out what's going on inside your own brain. Your physical health obviously starts it because you need to be of sound body and mind, and that's the motivation to get out of bed every day. But if you're carrying a lot of baggage, mentally, it's not healthy for you, just for the pressures it just puts on you. That it could inhibit you from doing the things that you want to be doing. Yeah, I'd like to go out for a walk, but I got this and that and other things to contend with. The mental health, like you say, is a very important, often overlooked facet of entertainment. We got to go out there and be the MC and be the host and be the shining green jacket. And then when we get home, it's we go back to our regular lives and worlds, and we have our same issues to deal with. And I think it's great, and the children being a big part of it, having a network of people you can talk to and kind of get through some of that fog.
I agree.
You guys agree?
It kind of keeps us accountable, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Mike did briefly touch on the mental side of things just by talking about, he always makes sure he has his next vacation plan, and he has that as a, almost like a goal. I've got to survive the next 9 months to get to my vacation. And I kind of half jokingly commented my next vacation is DJ Expo, but that really is for me. There is an element of vacation to it. I go a day early, I leave a day later. I enjoy, some non-DJ related time during those 2 periods. But to me, part of the vacation is getting together with, new guy, my newest groups of friends through the chill room, and my old friends. I mean, when you be going as many years as I have, you kind of end up not even seeing the same people each year, or at least not spending a lot of time with the same people each year. And that too is kind of cool, getting to just see some new folks and be around some new folks. I realize it's not a real vacation, but from a mental side, kind of what was also being said, and like you were saying that Mitch was talking about, I tend to feel like I carry more baggage or more depression for other people's situations than for my own sometimes. Yeah. And how I know, what you were referring to, and that's been on me for a few days, and, here and there. And we've talked about that. It's different for me because it's been a shorter friendship, but it's still a friendship, and it's still, like, I don't know. I was having a hard time putting thoughts to words, but I felt cheated because, I don't get to know him as long, but, hopefully we will. And, but there's other things too. To me, there's also that competitive side where you end up finding out that you lost a job, not because somebody did a better job selling than you, but because somebody did something to undercut you, and that can get depressing. That can weigh on you.
Yeah, that I think that angered me more than anything was when they wanted a kickback. And I told Lori this earlier today. I said, I'd rather live in a van down by the river than pay a kickback to anybody any day.
Absolutely.
I'll never pay a kickback to anybody. I won't pay to play, and it's just temporary situation. I've been here before, and I'll get out of it. I'm just going to have to reach out a little bit more, to you folks here, and I guess be a little more involved. I've put in thousands of hours here, but I just needed that break for a few days, just to be with my own thoughts. And kind of like planning for vacation, okay, what am I going to do here now? Here's a guy that I used to talk to sometimes 3-4 times a day. I'm lucky to hear from him once a week. Just a lot of things, but somehow or another, when push comes to shove, and it's showtime, I put on my stage health, and I'll pull it off. But
I think overall we're so blessed in the line of business that we're in, because even at a gig, loading in, loading out, it seldom feels like work. I mean, work can feel like work. You may hate doing the office part, you may hate the bookkeeping and the records and the taxes, but to go set up for a gig, even something like the trip to Atlantic City we'll be doing. Technically it's work, but I'm hanging out with a great bunch of DJs. Howie, I'll be working with you. We'll be doing light and sound. That doesn't feel like work. That is the vacation. Some people have to get away from work for it to be a vacation. I think we're blessed in the fact that what we do can still be so enjoyable for us, and that we haven't lost sight of how great this is, of what we're involved in and what we do.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Bill had mentioned it earlier too. I consider it a vacation myself, doing these conferences and the traveling I've done. The least favorite thing for me is the sales and the bookkeeping. I don't mind lugging equipment. It actually, kept me in good shape, because let's say you have 500 pounds worth of gear. You load your vehicle, then you unload it and set it up. Then you load the vehicle. Then you get home and you unload it. You moved a ton of stuff in one day.
Literally a ton of stuff.
I actually missed that. I mean, I got, I did not mind that at all.
Did you ever say that to yourself as you're pulling the subs out of the back of your truck? I lift things up and put them down. I pick things up and I put them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I felt that I feel that way even about, my farm boy workouts, as I would refer to them. Back in the day when I was younger, putting up a load of hay, it was work, especially in the summertime. It was hot, sweaty, nasty work. But, it was also a workout, and it was, a good way to kind of stay healthy. And, every time somebody would say to me as I'm, packing up, "Hey, would you like some help?" I'm like, "Nah, this is my 20-minute workout."
Yeah.
and that's, loading that truck and unloading, just like you said, pick things up, put it down, and then get home and unload it again. That is a workout. And I haven't even gotten those. Obviously, I'm
yeah,
I'm carrying around some COVID with me.
I have always turned down help. Whenever I do event, hey, need help, loading, or no, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You can get the door though. Thank you.
Pretty soon we'll have technology saying, "You've missed a trip of equipment. You brought in 4, you took out 3. Somebody rolled something by.
That'll be on our watch that tells us.
Our Fitbits will tell us that.
Yeah.
We're like, oh,
how many calories did we burn? It's like, I don't know. I went to the last time I went to the doctor. I went, "You lost 10 pounds." And I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, good, cool." So
as long as we keep doing conferences, we'll get plenty of steps in. If I had the technology and my phone back then, I probably did 100,000 steps in Vegas, probably over 50,000 in Atlantic City. Even though the hotels are right next to one another, I had to go back and forth several hundred times in the course of 4 days. As it was,
well, just walking through the Hard Rock to go from one of the venues to the other, and trying to find that very last venue, that was a freaking nightmare.
I wonder if they do that on purpose. Then the conference is in room A and this side, and then they go, "Oh, let's just for fun, let's put it way down on the other end by the ocean."
Yeah, let's make them walk 5 miles. Yeah,
make them get a little more exercise while they're here, since they're so health conscious, these guys.
Yeah.
So overall, I thought these guys did a great job tonight, Stacy and Mike and Mitch. I thought it was a very worthwhile topic.
And Mitch too. I mean, getting the outside input from a random app just to give you something motivational every day. Because I don't think we give ourselves the necessary pats on the back half the time, that, hey, we're doing all right and it's all going to be okay. So maybe to just hear that from a third party, even if it's a robot app, just reminding us, keep your chin up and try to keep it moving forward is a good thing. So,
all right. Anybody have some final thoughts?
Guess not.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the earlier shows, and that we'll see you next week.